Hello, hi, and how are ya?
I'm Jeff.
I'm Al.
I'm Goo.
And we are PehBah Productions.
Welcome to the first ever PehBah Podcast, or as we like to call it, the PehBahcast.
Because we're lazy.
This week's discussion will be about the PlayStation 4 and our thoughts on its reveal.
Mm-hmm.
What are your
It
thoughts?
sucks.
You haven't even seen it!
Yeah, you haven't even seen the conference.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, means you haven't seen the conference thing.
There was an Asian guy there.
I don't know, I skipped through it.
So technically he was there.
So technically I was there, and technically I am right.
But wouldn't the people there...
Shigeru Miyamoto!
Wouldn't they be happy about the PS4?
Is he gay with someone?
He's the head of Nintendo. Or something. No, that's...
Well, Sony's from, like, the same area.
It's from, like, Bangkok or something.
Is it?
No.
Well, don't lie.
One night in Bangkok in the rough guard, my friend. Or something, whatever the words are. Okay, so the PS4.
Yeah.
Yes, thoughts.
With the whole, like, backwards compatibility thing.
Oh, the streaming?
Yeah. What do you guys think about the whole...
Well, how is that supposed to work? Like, it won't...
Well, from what I'm hearing is, like, the PS4 is not going to have backwards compatibility right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but, like, what's the streaming... Like,
I don't exactly know. I assume, like, they're going to stream games, so, like, you can...
So like Xbox on demand games, kind of?
Maybe, kind of.
No, I think it's going to be kind of like that, but it's not going to be available right away.
Yeah.
But so backwards compatibility is not available on the system itself, but you'll be able to download games from like PS1 all the way through.
Yeah.
So I mean,
which is cool because the PS2 game library is going to become available.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
All the classics and
Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know. The only thing I played on the PlayStation 2 was some Grand Theft
Smackdown! Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, some GTA, and it was the only reason I ever really had any system was for wrestling games until the Xbox.
Smackdown! Here Comes the Pain, dude. If they actually make the entire PS2 library available,
oh yeah,
that'd be pretty interesting.
Which would be extensive.
It would be
because the internet knows that there's a lot of PS2 games, right?
It would be, it would be really interesting if like all PS2 games were available.
Yeah.
Even just a majority, because how many PS2 games are there?
The PS2 I think has the largest game library of any console ever.
It makes sense.
It'd be a huge selling point.
But it's
for
even if they don't have like stuff like game, because I love Here Comes the Pain, Smackdown! Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
But it's like if they had like Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would seriously consider getting like a PS4 to just like dig into that library again because the PS2 had some of the greatest games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be one huge selling point for the PS4.
That really, really would. That'd be a bigger selling point than if the new Xbox was to do the same thing.
Yeah, because the Xbox, like the first Xbox was, I don't know, the only reason
had good games.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to doubt that. Just I
had Raw 2.
It had brute force.
The only reason I had an Xbox again was because of wrestling games. I had Raw and Raw 2. So that's basically it.
The Xbox for me had Halo.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, Halo. But it had Jet Set. Jet Set Radio Future.
Jet Set was good.
But I still have Jets. I still own Jet Set. So
and we still play Jet Set.
And we still play it.
And you watch...
Goose sucks at it, but...
Yeah.
I know how to move my guy around.
Okay.
I can jump sometimes.
Okay, but...
He knows how to use a thumbstick.
There you go.
But, yeah, the backwards compatibility... I don't know. The fact that I won't be there for, like, off the bat, like, out the get-go...
Yeah.
It's kind of something that should be there. But if eventually it's like that massive of streaming library or whatever,
if it's
I think it would eventually
be worth the wait.
Yeah.
It'd be worth the wait, exactly. Yeah. So about the new controller, the whole
DualShock 4.
DualShock 4.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the DualShock is a great controller.
Simple, it works.
Extremely simple.
Yeah. The the touchscreen, I'm sure it's interesting. It's just from the pictures, it looks weird for me just because from what I have seen of PlayStation controllers from PS1 to now the evolution of them. It's relatively been the same thing more or less. But now putting it in the touchscreen, it's a new thing, so it's like whoa.
What about the controller's design? Do you know if it's gonna maintain the same shape?
I think so.
Okay, because I saw a rumored picture of
wasn't it?
It kind of looked like the Xbox controller, shape wise, it looked like the Xbox controller.
A picture.
I think it's a little bit different from the old designs.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys think? Granted, if we don't know what the new controller is going to look like, do you think that the new PlayStation should go to bumpers and triggers, or should it keep the L1, L2, R1, R2?
I think it's going to keep the 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I think it
R1,
should.
R2.
Well, not relatively that it should, but I think it will just because it's been there for how long?
Yeah, I agree. Because
they can change it.
Because that's the PlayStation.
That's the PlayStation thing.
Yeah, it's instead of A, B, X, Y, they have circles, X, triangle, square.
Yeah.
And instead of right bumper, right trigger, they have R1 and R2. Which nothing against triggers and stuff. But in a sense, for some games, I prefer it.
Yeah. Like GameCube had the weird C stick.
Mm. Yeah.
That was weird.
I'm so used to the triggers and the bumpers on the 360. Oh, in the 360 that I think going to any DualShock again, I guess would just it feel weird at first.
Probably
the trigger's it's a trigger, so
yeah.
It feels like if you're playing an FPS like we play Halo 4.
It'd be weird at first. I'm sure I'd get used to it.
Oh yeah.
It's just the initial
I'd be able to pick up. I'd probably be able to pick up a DualShock controller and play it.
Oh yeah, me too. Because I played the crap out of.
I played the
PS2.
crap out of my PS2.
Yeah,
I played my PS2.
Yeah, but it's their signature thing.
Yeah.
And also too, it would piss off a lot of people that are huge Sony fans.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If they changed around the controller that drastically.
Yeah.
Speaking of pissing fans off, the whole no use game thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was,
well, actually, before we get to that though,
okay.
With back to the controller, because I don't know if it was pictures or a video that I saw, but there was a blue light or something on the back of it.
The PlayStation Eye.
Well, the PSI would work in conjunction with it, where it will sense how far away you are from it, and it can cut you out from the background. Stuff like that.
Really? It had a 1280 by 860.
There were numbers.
Yeah, there was some kind of resolution.
There were numbers in the resolution.
Yeah, there you go.
But that'd be I don't know.
I had to clear my throat.
I don't know what
this transition.
I don't know what they could do with that, but. It'd be interesting if they implemented that somehow with cutting you out of the background sort of thing.
Yeah.
Implement that into games. Yeah.
So about the
so the no use game
thing,
debate debacle thing travesty. Yeah. So it was. They didn't announce it at the reveal, but shortly after the reveal, I guess I read an article that they told that Sony basically confirmed that the PS4 will not block used games.
Yeah,
which is a huge relief.
Which is a huge relief because it's even though it was a rumor, people were saying oh, Sony filed for a patent to that's in regards to this. So from what I heard, a lot of people thought that that Sony was going to go through with it, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, well. It's not like I rely on used games all that much, I suppose.
Right.
But
I'll buy a game new.
Yeah. If there's just a $5 difference, I'll probably just get it new.
Right.
Just because. But if there's if there's a drastic enough of a difference in price, I would go for used.
Let's say a game comes out and you're looking really forward to it, and you buy it brand new, $60 or whatever the price it may be.
Yeah.
And you bring it home and you play it, and it's not what you had hoped for at all.
Yeah.
You're stuck with it. You can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
You can't sell it on eBay. You can't trade it in a GameStop. You can't give it to a friend.
No, it's true. It's the same. This is what happened with PC games.
Exactly.
Half the time you won't. No demo will be available, so it's like.
At least until months after the game release.
Yeah, so if you are interested in checking out a game, but you're not really sure on it,
you'd have to go to a friend's house.
There's no sure. I mean, there's no. Can I borrow your game for a while and try it out?
Right. The only way you'd be able to get to try it is to go to a friend's house and play it on their.
Which is really inconvenient.
It's really inconvenient.
Or it can be really inconvenient, but then if there's no used games, you have to get the game to even try it, and you play like, I don't really care for this game, but now I'm stuck with it.
You're absolutely stuck with it.
You can't even sell it. You can't pawn it off to anyone because
it's just sits there on your shelf and collects dust.
Yep.
Yeah. For God knows how long.
Which it's real. I'm really glad that it's not going to be a part of the PlayStation 4, the blocking used games thing.
Right.
Well, it is definitely a good idea on their part, but still, with Xbox...
They'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they were to go the no-used game route. I mean, PC gamers wouldn't complain about it because, I'm so used to it. Or people would either be, because of PC games, they're so used to it, or they'd be like, stupid console gamers, PC for the win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, that's one thing that kind of turns me off about PC gaming is that once you get a game, you're pretty much stuck with it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's happened to me with City Heroes. I have a copy of City Heroes lying around because I bought it, but then they shut it down. So.
Anybody interested? City Heroes!
Yeah, if anyone wants it, I bought it for $5.
We'll sell it to you for
$5.
$50.
Yeah.
It'll be collector's edition.
Yeah.
By the time it sells,
I'll just send it to you for free because I'm tired of looking at it. It's still in the wrappings.
Yeah. Do you still have DC Universe?
Probably somewhere. I think I have it somewhere.
Did you actually get the actual physical?
I got the actual physical disc.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I had to get it.
It's okay. I just got mine online because I wanted it then and there.
I love getting the physical version because it brings me back to childhood.
God damn it, Moon Knight!
What?
Nothing.
But what were we talking about? Used games. Well, if Microsoft was even contemplating it, I think Sony announcing they're not going to do it
should convince Microsoft to not do it.
Yeah.
Because if Microsoft does it, again, they'll be shooting themselves in the foot.
If I had to choose between the next Xbox and the PS4, if Microsoft banned used games, I would go PS4.
I'd go
immediately.
I'd pick the Wii U.
Oh, that too.
No. It seems like that seems like more of a Steam platform. You know, the way that Steam runs things, you buy it, but you can't do anything with it.
The thing with Steam, though, they have amazing sales.
Well, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because the new Xbox could have deals like that too.
Yeah.
You don't know, but
it all depends.
It all depends on the way they do things. But no, I'm still against the fact of the no-use games because it's
a huge market.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to something you said a few minutes ago, Jeff, how you were saying you really like getting the physical copy.
Yeah, I love the physical. copy
do you guys think that we're really heading towards the age where it's there are no more disc games?
I was going to mention that actually.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, because people have mentioned how it seems to be going. That was Al. Even though we warned him not to. God
damn it, Moon Knight!
The man is full of soda.
How it seems to be going more towards a digital.
I'm pepped up on Pepsi.
They would say Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah,
that too.
Pepsi-Bismol.
It seems that it's moving more towards a digital sort of thing.
Digital platforms.
Yeah. Which I don't know how to feel about that because on one hand it's the whole you're stuck with it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I bought Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on demand on Xbox.
Yeah.
As much as you love the game,
I love the game. It's just that it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think the multiplayer is really there anymore, just because A, Revelations, B, AC3.
Oh yeah, everyone wants to play those instead.
Yeah, but it's just, it could be good, more so because there would be no more discs, no more cases to produce, stuff like that. You have to pay people to stock the game or whatever. I don't know how that works, but that should...
Well, it would essentially put GameStop out of business.
Yeah, but... Well,
this is true.
Unless they went straight to old... They could still stock, like, old games, which could be a huge market still. And PC games.
Old games and PC games, but still...
No, it wouldn't be as big.
They would take a huge hit.
No, I'm not saying that, but...
They already haven't already.
Yeah. But... digital copies of games would have to result in lower costs, because if there were games that were completely digital, no disc copies at all, and they were still $60, that'd be really, really shitty, I think.
Well, think about it too. Then they're on demand. They're in demand and on demand.
Well,
people will still buy it, so they'll still leave the price because it's the only way to get the game, no matter what.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I know that they can still have huge sales, but they'll still sell it for the big price.
Which I think I personally think would suck though, just because they're not paying as much for the materials to actually produce a game.
Yeah,
sort of like because there's no discs, no cases.
Yeah,
no having to like ship it and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying like games should be $20 or anything. Like maybe for like 45 or 50 or something like that.
Oh no, I'm not saying that wouldn't be reasonable. I'm just saying from a marketing term, they probably wouldn't do that.
No.
Now, sadly,
yeah. Because it'll bring in as much money, more money, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so obviously I think that home consoles are heading towards a more digital age.
Yeah.
What about handhelds?
Handhelds. I don't know, you guys know more about handhelds. Cause
like the Vita?
Like the PS Vita. Heck yeah.
Back on track.
Oh, yeah.
Back on track.
There we go.
Okay. Perfect segue.
Yeah. Okay, so I heard that Sony really, really pushed that Vita.
Which is surprisingly still around.
I know, right? But the whole you can transfer your game from the PS4 to the Vita.
I think it's basically any game you have on the PS4. I don't know if that's just PS4 exclusive or any game, as in a PS2 game on the PS4. But
I thought it can play PS3 games. PS4 games. I think it can play PS3 games.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be able to play PS4 games. Like you can take it from PS4. Swipe it over to the Vita or whatever.
Really?
And I think that's what it is, right?
Yep.
Basically,
okay.
In a nutshell. Which, I mean, I played the Vita for like all of 2 minutes at GameStop one time.
Mm-hmm.
Because we went there so I could put money down on Pokemon X. Shill. And I played it for like 2 minutes, and it was PlayStation All Stars.
Yep. And you tried to pick.
I tried picking Parappa the Rapper. That's the only reason I'm interested in that game is Parappa the Rapper in a fighting game. I don't know why, but
off topic for 1 second.
He's really into them flat dogs.
Okay, so if they do the streaming and they have like PS1 games, Parappa the Rapper.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I would get that.
Parappa the Rapper.
I would get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up playing as Jack.
Jack from Jack and Dexter.
Yeah.
Jack and Dexter, great game.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I remember playing.
Great game. Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, great games.
Crash Bandicoot.
I hate Crash.
I remember that game. But
Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing was awesome.
That's like the only Crash game I liked. How about that Simpsons Wrestling?
Barney.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, I tried picking my boy Parappa.
Parappa the Rapper.
Or like getting the name wrong.
Like, it got off to a terrible start because we didn't, I forgot, and he didn't realize that the Vita had a touch screen.
Yeah, I'm pressing the buttons, I'm like, why can't I select the game?
And then I'm like, I just touched the screen and clicked it, like, oh. And I just looked at Go, and I was just like, this isn't getting off to a good start at all.
Yeah.
And I want to say that it was mainly playing All-Stars on the Vita itself, because a game like Smash should be on a bigger screen. Well, I shouldn't say that because that might be one for the 3DS.
Exactly.
But I think it was just weird.
See, okay, Smash. See, we're Smash fanboys here, okay?
Yep.
I enjoy it.
Okay, so
like I just enjoy it.
It's like Smash and PlayStation All Stars is they're two completely different things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like because I've actually gotten a chance to play a little bit of the PlayStation All Stars, not on the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's this is my opinion, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're wrong," but whatever. It's like I don't like it. I don't think it's a good game.
PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting just because it's the PlayStation version, and they have however many characters.
The PlayStation version of Super Smash.
It's like if you're basically gonna be a Smash ripoff, be a Smash ripoff.
Yeah.
Then another thing that bothered me, and like some people might see it as a small deal, but like it's PlayStation All Stars. Like PlayStation doesn't have enough key signature faces.
That's true, I guess.
Because it had like to my knowledge, it's like the only PlayStation exclusive characters were like Kratos, Jack, Cole from Infamous.
Yeah.
But it had like Hayachi from Tekken. Tekken's great, but it's not PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
And, it had Raiden from Metal Gear.
Well, at the same time though, because what's the latest Smash?
Brawl. But
had Snake.
Yeah,
Brawl had Snake.
Yeah. Brawl had Snake and Sonic.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think PlayStation All Stars it could be potentially be a good step towards if they want to produce another one.
It had Fat Princess.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I think I played that game once.
Isn't it like an iPhone or Android game? I think.
It was on the PS3.
Was it?
Yeah. They probably now have a phone game.
No, probably
like they do with like everything now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I still have a flip phone.
I have a Samsung Brightside.
You kids and your fancy technology.
Come at me, bro.
I got a Nokia.
He has a Crackberry.
I have a flip phone.
I got a Crackberry.
He has a Crackberry.
But I think PlayStation All Stars it's interesting. I think I wouldn't get the game. I don't think because but it's interesting. I think it's interesting.
One of the things that bothers me is like when we play Smash.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much every character is pretty much balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like PlayStation All Stars. It's like you just get that feeling like because it's very true that like some characters are legitimately better than others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just feels broken in that sense.
Well, isn't it also you can only knock people out with a special?
With a special, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like,
I
think it's Parappa. Correct me if I'm wrong, Internet.
I think
Parappa the Rapper's finisher can like net you like 3 kills in one super.
Really?
Yeah. Before it runs out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wonked.
It could be a good step in the right direction for them if they want to continue with that series.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it'd be interesting to see them continue off of it. Like that could be the starting point, I guess. Or
it could be like PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. Could be what Smash was for the Smash series on the N64.
Maybe you can use the PlayStation Move with it.
That's another thing that they're trying to like not move.
Good segue, not goo.
Use with the PS4 more as the Move, which the one thing that I saw from the conference was using the Move stick, wand, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, for the sculpting?
Yeah, the sculpting, which it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It could be interesting, but other than that, that and the Rock Band kind of thing, which I don't know, it's, I guess, drumsticks. What else can you do with it, I guess? Band. It just seemed, like, the Kinect seems much more innovative as a motion capture device than the Move. Because the
Move, to me, just looks like a blatant Wii ripoff.
Yeah. Which isn't necessarily bad, I guess. It's just, what can you really do with it?
Yeah,
the Wii you could do it seemed like you could do a lot with.
But it has that ball at the end.
That's another
that
thing,
if you're playing an RPG and you cast an ice spell, it turns blue.
Woo! Woo!
Woo! Canoe!
But Yeah, like, I only played the Vita to go back to that real quick, for like 2 minutes.
Your thoughts?
It felt weird. It's probably mainly
down... thoughts in your 2 minutes.
It's probably mainly down to having never even touched a Vita before and it being All-Stars on it, so it's kind of like, whoa. But, I guess it wasn't horrible, it's just... Whoa. Again, I'm not into Sony that much, I suppose, these days, so that's also probably why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't seem too bad, like weight-wise, size, etc.
Yeah.
But
the battery life is terrible.
Yeah.
It was like it's 2 hours or something.
3 hours,
yeah.
I think.
2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours, I think.
But
no matter what you're running.
Yeah, having the PS4 games being able to swipe over to the Vita could be a pretty big selling point for some people.
Oh, yeah.
Either who do already have it to get the PS4, who already have the Vita to get the PS4, or people who don't have the Vita to get the Vita and the PS4, who want to get the PS4. It's a mouthful.
Oh yeah. well then again, like, how much does a Vita cost?
$250. 200.
Maybe not both at the same time.
Because I was going to say,
yeah.
I don't know how the cost of the PS4
Don't get us wrong here. We're not hating completely on the Vita. I think these guys can agree. It just needs a bigger selling point.
Yeah.
Which the old PS4 library onto it could be the selling point.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Come on, Vita, catch up to that 3DS.
Every time I hear Vita, I think of Velveeta. Then I think of food.
And our 5 o'clock recipe.
Yeah.
So we covered news games. I don't think there's really much else to go over.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's basically all. Well, right now anyway. I mean.
When the PS4 comes out, how much do you guys think it'll cost? And how much do you guys think it should cost?
I can't say what I think it should cost. I personally think.
Okay. Let me.
What do we expect the price to be?
Yeah.
What do you expect the price to be, and like what would be a limit for you to buy it?
To buy it,
how much would be the absolute most you would pay for it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If I were definitely going to get a PS4.
Yeah.
I don't think I would pay more than $500. If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would pay. I wouldn't pay more than
I'd probably
$450.
I wouldn't pay more than $450.
Yeah. Well, no, I probably wouldn't pay more than $450 either.
I mean, the Xbox was originally what, like $300, $350?
I forget what the 360.
Well, not too long ago, it was like $300.
Yeah. Like the Wii U that just came out is $350 to get the 32 gigabyte model. It's $350.
Yeah.
So even though the PS4 is a next gen console, I don't know if you can consider the Wii U a next gen console or not. And I'm not knocking it, but since technically the PS4 is the next gen console, I wouldn't pay more than $450 for it.
I expect it to be around the $450, $500 mark, though.
I don't expect it to be as bad as the initial PS3 price tag.
Oh, the $700.
The $700
humongous price tag.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, they can't have it too high only to release another version not long after.
Exactly.
Like, if they have it at like...
It's like, come on, Sony, you're full of money.
Yeah.
Same thing with Microsoft, too.
Yeah.
But if they have it like at $600 to begin with, and like a year, 2 years later...
You come out with another version model.
Yeah.
Even though it's a year or 2 years later, it's still... I just paid $600 for this, and now I have to get this other one. You don't have to, but you're going to feel like you have to. As a gamer, I think.
Well, you don't feel like you have to.
No, I know, but it's going to feel like, oh, this one is... Like, because the original Xbox 360, you had to get the wireless adapter and everything, then the current one came with it built in.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was understandable. Because that was a big feature because otherwise you're spending $50 for an adapter that you really shouldn't have to spend money on.
I mean, not even if just like another PS4 version was just slim. Like if something else was added to it or fixed.
Well, something else was added, but if they just made a slimmer model, I wouldn't see that you'd have to buy the other.
Well, some people would.
Well, I'm sure some people would, but
yeah,
like I have this one. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit clunkier, but works just as fine.
Works just as fine.
Yeah.
As long as all of a sudden the PS4 like red rings or something.
Well, I think it would blue ring, wouldn't it? Because isn't like blue the
I don't even think it has a ring. I think it just has a light.
Yeah. I think actually I thought I read that they were going to do something like that for the for the controllers or something.
It's
signify which player you are.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did, but I'm probably wrong now.
All right. So, looking at the time, I think we should start wrapping up.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think I will ask one more question.
All right.
What do you guys think the PS4 is going to be called?
Because in article we looked at for some specifics, the final question or the final point in the article was, "What do you think the PS4 is going to be called?" For some reason.
Well, they must have gotten that question.
Yeah.
Like a million
so
times.
they put it in for the joke to end it.
Oh yeah.
It was funny that they ended it with a.
Call it the PS Me. Or the PS More.
There you go, the PS More.
Yeah, it could be that.
Okay. Or just call it the PS4 and call it a day.
Holiday 2013, get the PS More.
Call it the PS.
The PS More.
There you go, the PS More.
The PS More.
They can call it the PS343.
Oh, they're actually going to get sued by Bungie.
Bungie?
Oh, I mean, Sega.
And on that note,
I mean, Sega.
I think we should wrap up.
Yeah.
Anyway, This has been the first edition of the PehBahcast. We thank you for listening.
Yep. Hopefully you enjoyed it and
or tolerated us.
Yeah. And we hope to come out with
more content fairly soon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So keep listening and like us. Like the video.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Do something.
Subscribe.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Tell your pets.
For Jeff and Al, I'm Goo. I just saluted you. You can't see though.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Al.
And I just said I'm Goo.
Jet Set Radio!